Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of the Garou Densetsu Flashback. To commemorate the 25-year plus anniversary of the series, I'm taking it upon myself to share my memories of playing the games in the arcade and the home console at that period of time, and as well as share my thoughts and feelings on other Garou Densetsu related media. So, Garou Densetsu, while was not a huge hit in the United States, it had a large niche following in Japan. Thus, SNK and other creators, they decided to create an original version animation, or OVA, TV movie for the game. And thus, we have basically Battle Fighters Garou Densetsu, or what we call in the United States, Garou Densetsu OVA, right? So, the plot of the television movie is pretty similar to the game, but, you know, for the sake of consistency, let's go into what the OVA is about. So, in the fictional city of Southtown, in the United States, Southtown is basically a cesspool of crime and corruption, and at the center of this corruption is Geese Howard, a powerful martial artist, that predominantly studies Aikido, but incorporates other Japanese and Chinese martial arts, particularly the Chinese Kung Fu art known as Hakyoku Seiken. Geese's fear of total domination is halted by Jeff Bogard, whom their master Tung Fu decides to appoint as the new successor of the Hakyoku Seiken school. Infuriated by this, Geese decides to steal the scrolls of the Hakyoku Seiken and murders Jeff in front of his two sons, Andy and Terry Bogard. Vowing vengeance against Geese, Tung Fu demands that Andy and Terry train for 10 years and come back to Southtown to avenge Jeff, and he will also decide which one of the two will be the worthy successor to honor the Hakyoku Seiken style of Kung Fu. So, pretty similar to the video game, predominantly. In the plot, like I said, they have a high focus on the Hakyoku Seiken, which is really not part of the video game, but it's actually fairly interesting and fairly entertaining in this. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about what makes this anime enjoyable. Number one thing about video games at that time is it was kind of hard to really pin down the characters, like what their personalities were. Here, they all come to light. We have basically Andy, the serious martial artist, whom is quiet and everything, but who is really deadly and fast and all. We have Terry, the cheerful guy that basically goes with the flow and tries to have fun and everything, especially when he's in a fight. We have Muay Thai champion Joe Higashi. Now, in this version, we don't really get much of Joe's correct personality. Joe comes off more as, a straight edge ally who is a powerful Muay Thai stylist, but he doesn't have too much of a three-dimensional personality. All he basically is the best friend to Andy Bogard, Tung Fu Rua also has more of a personality here, but it's fairly generic. He does come off as the wise old sensei that basically, he taught Jeff and he taught Geese, and he feels disgraced by Geese murdering his pupil and twisting the martial arts, so he's trying to pass down his knowledge to a new generation. So, not much personality there, However, Geese is a bit of an enigma here. You could tell that he's the antagonist. You could tell that he's evil, but what is the scope of his plan, really? You don't really get that. All you really get is basically he is a martial arts enthusiast, and he is basically, someone that enjoys standing on top and being very powerful. However, despite this enigma of what his plan is, his actions are brutal, yet they have a sense of style to them and everything. So Geese and Terry are the two people that come off best in this OVA. Another thing about this OVA, it really displays the desperation and the grittiness of Southtown. While we hear about it in the video games, predominantly the first two games, we don't get a sense or see the desperation. We actually see this desperation during Jeff's assassination attempt, which actually is really orchestrated and basically, made a success by a girl named Lily, who basically, ensures that Jeff stays around while Geese tries to kill him and everything. And she plays a very important role in the battle with Geese and Terry and everything. And she also displays how, she understands the struggle and the poverty that everyone in Southtown feels and everything. While she is predominantly on top and she's in the wealth of power, she gives out money to children. She tries to brighten people's days with flowers. But, she is a huge sex symbol in Southtown, and you see that immediately, with everyone going crazy over her when she comes down. And it's there's almost a meet cute between her and Terry, but not too much of a meet cute. But it is a charming relationship that they have together, Another thing about this movie that, about this television movie that's pretty awesome are the fight sequences. The fight sequences actually are the real show stealer, When you see the people going at it, basically exchanging techniques, it's fairly entertaining. In addition, you see some really cool movements. Some things that do seem kind of they might come off as fake a little bit, but some of them actually do come off cool, very cool. Predominantly the assassination attempt of Jeff, where Jeff has to fend off multiple people while he's surrounded by kids, is freaking awesome, and it's amazing. And when we get a barroom brawl and everything with Terry taking people out, that is cool. And the meetup of Terry and Andy of their reunion after 10 years is awesome. And the final fight scene, the lead up to the final fight scene with Joe and Andy tag teaming and taking out Geese's henchmen is fairly cool, One thing about this OVA that basically got reinforced, but I didn't really mention in my Garou Densetsu 2, is it displayed the rivalry between Andy and Billy Kane. Something that many people don't really talk about nowadays that actually got lost in time, which is a bit of a shame because they have a real heated rivalry, which I will bring up when I talk about another movie in the future. So, are there any drawbacks to this? Oh yeah, there are quite a few. While the animation is decent, it's pretty much the run-of-the-mill for the time. The plot is paper thin and everything, and a lot of the characters do come off a tad stereotypical, In addition, while the fight sequences are fun, they're really not enough or nothing that's really mind-blowing out there, So, and I have to admit, the music can be a bit lackluster. So, we have fun fights, we have decent anime, and we have basically the video game coming to life more so, and it really gives the game itself more of a three-dimensional viewing and everything. And some of the additions compared to the video game are pretty interesting. However, with stereotypical characters, uninteresting music, and basically something that tends to kind of go by the numbers. And one additional thing that I didn't mention, even though this is supposed to be America, it really comes off very Japanese. Garou Densetsu Battle Fighters, or Battle Fighters Garou Densetsu, or the Garou Densetsu OVA is cool. This is definitely for somebody that's a hardcore fan of the series. Agree? Disagree? Drop me a comment below. Give me a like. Follow me on Facebook. Follow Token Dave on Facebook, as well as Token Dave 80 or on Twitter. Subscribe and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And I'll catch you guys later.